Hello and welcome to another edition of the Eternal Journey. I'm the Resolves, and today we're probably going to play some Hooru Fliers because that's probably just going to be nice and easy, get a nice quick video out. And also, just think that any deck that can play Sediti right now probably just should. So before we start, yesterday I was playing a Warp Burn deck, and it turns out that the thing with the monuments or standards being face down after you glimpse is perhaps an intended behaviour. So I'm not too sure about that because it feels like transformed, it's not moving zones, it's just changing what the card is, so it should still have warp, but I guess for now that's either intended behaviour or it's a bug, but we're kind of stuck with it. So you can play around that by waiting to go off until you've definitely got 5 power, although I'm pretty sure that I've witnessed it when you've gone up to 5 with an Aurelia Merchant, which gives you the hard 5, and then going back down to 4 and you still have this problem. So, it does make sense why Kindle doesn't do it, because Kindle's ramping you up to 5 in a different way because it's giving you available power rather than maximum power. Okay, so with that, back to the deck we're actually looking at, and this is Hooru Fliers. So I believe this took first this weekend in the ETS, and yep, Hooru Fliers is here. So I think personally right now, if you can, you should probably be playing a deck with Sediti in it, and you should probably be playing a deck that is playing Sediti with like Insignias. So that kind of narrows it down to a few different kinds of deck, but today we're just going to look at Hooru because I think it's got a lot of tools. You also get to play like with the Palace, which has been definitely very powerful. And generally the idea of this is just play kind of disruptive prisoner units. So we've got like the silence effect, we've got the you can't play weapons effect, we've got lifesteal, which is, nice case burn decks. And they've also got like Poaching Drake, which can transform key pieces from the opponent into the 2/1 goats, and they're not doing anything. Nearly everything, I mean, outside of like Hojan and early game Kothon flies, so it just doesn't care. It's just not winning a race. If you get to turn something like, say it's a 5/5 for free, for example, you just turn it to a 2/1, like, that's just not going to race you whatsoever. We've got a bunch of ways here to be able to trigger the Renown on Kothon, as well as be able to push damage and all that sort of gear, so finest styles and all that sort of stuff. But the mirror image are kind of important because it's going to give you additional copies of things that matter. So maybe additional copy of Sediti. It's a little bit going ham here because you've already had a Sediti in play, attacked with it, and then gone for the onslaught again. But being able to mirror image like Poaching Drake, for example, is pretty good. Mirror image in like Hojan, that's kind of busted because it's going to ramp you up and then have another fresh copy of Hojan, which is just available in the wings for you. And then, of course, just like getting more merchants is just tidy. So we're just going to jump onto the ladder and see what this deck's all about. The only thing I'm sort of speculative about is the reinforcements. I'm not entirely sure what this is for. I guess if you just play this like as a, I'm going to proactively counter like any sort of interaction from you, that's probably pretty good actually. Yeah, just being able to turn off any sort of harsh rolls for free turn is kind of spicy. And then there's the onslaught effect as well, just like making the things you draw better. But yeah, let's get onto it. Okay, so not ideal because we're on the draw. But this hand does seem kind of nice. It's got like 2s, 3s, and then it's got, any hand with Sediti is just going to be pretty good. We just need to kind of get there. We're on the draw as well, so we'll probably just like draw a pound. If we draw anything that kind of interacts with the Renown, then yeah, we're going off. We're just going to be able to get this nice and early. So say we just take like a Levitate. Okay, so against Feln. Could be Reanimate, it could just be general Feln control. We do probably want to be mindful of something. Okay, so like a Feln beatdown deck. Okay, in that case, I'll just play the 2/1. We are going to take some damage from this. It's going to become a 3/4, which is going to be kind of tedious. But we're going to attack him with Hojan, and then we'll just silence it, just so it's not a problem. Keep drawing power, be able to keep smacking through. Oh, that's ideal. Our opponent doing that is cool, means we still get up on power. And getting kind of ahead and up to Sediti, ahead of schedule, is just going to be pretty handsome actually. So this is kind of power efficient, but just silencing this while we can is good. I don't want to get hit by this again and our opponent does something that just like draws cards with +2/+2, because that will be able to race us. The only unfortunate thing here is that we've got hit by a Primal Sigil, which isn't ideal, I'll be honest. There we go. So we've got the Justice Source. I think we just attack here. So now we can play Sediti if we want to. Or we can just try and set up a board. So if we do this at 6/6, single removal spell pops it and then gets to attack us for quite an amount. So I think I'm just going to Valkyrie Force of this. Maybe I should have used the mirror image there instead, but the mirror image later is probably going to be just as useful. And I think we'll just play Kothon. So we can just kind of take 8 here, I guess. I probably could be playing like the Maul deck that we were seeing yesterday, which wouldn't be ideal. Oh, okay. Just like... kind of glad that our one unit just get ice bolted. We've got through some removal here. Okay, so we are kind of slowing down here a little bit. So I think we're just going to make this a big boy. And then just try and sort out our opponent being dead next turn by dealing 7 and then 14 again. We do kind of need to be mindful of like rapid shot or anything like that. I think we can't really play around it. Okay, so they're playing like an even version. I'm pretty sure this deck is the Maul deck we faced yesterday. But if our opponent doesn't have like 2 0-cost answers to this, then they're in some trouble. They could have Levitate. That is something we do kind of need to be aware of. Yeah, so they've not got it. So obviously they're just going to concede because they know that we're going to Berserk and then just deal on the 14 this turn. Okay, so on the play, which is ideal, that is where we want to be. But this hand is not it. Guess that's something that could just happen. Yeah, I think this is nice. We've got Levitate, cycle through, intercepted removal spell. Against some decks, Kothon's just really good. If our opponent's just playing in the market for playing like 2/1s, and we've got like the 2/3 over here. So another Crest. I think we just don't want power because we've got already 4. 1 can be a spell if we do flood, but yeah. Is this Feln deck just picking up popularity? We're gonna have to play with this on the channel because I'm kind of okay with that. So I don't really want to play the Primal because it slows us down in terms of being able to play the Sediti. But I also don't want to not make a play. So I think we're just going to do this and then we're going to grab Justice Source next turn. Playing Sediti on... well, yeah, playing Sediti on 6 is kind of fine. Because our opponent does have... because our opponent does have things like Ice Blast, very likely. We should be able to hit it on time anyway. So I'm just going to play Crouch Standard down. Grab another Justice Source and then probably cycle through this at some point. Even though we kind of know what card we're drawing, just get a little bit deeper in our deck. Yeah, let's just Levitate this. So opponent's got a fast spell. Okay, it's just Wisdom, that's fine. This makes me kind of curious. Do we go for the Mirror Image? And then if our opponent's playing like a slow version of Fel, where Hailstorm would get us, then that'd be kind of stinky. I think for the sake of being cheaper, we'll do this because we played the more expensive spell. If we don't draw like a power next turn, our opponent plays like a thing that we can vanquish. Yeah, Desecrate's fine. If our opponent played a Vara, we'd have just been able to vanquish it and replay a threat. Yeah, opponent taking 6 damage from these is okay by me. Yeah, let's play the Kothon. Kind of worked out that we played the Mirror Image rather than the actual threat because we just had 2 Mirror Images in hand then, which was... yeah, that's not it. So we're not doing too well here, actually, even though it looks like maybe we're doing okay. Just because we can't really play anything in our hand. Playing Mirror Image into like loads of open power is kind of questionable. But I think racing to 6, if possible, is good. If I want Ice Blast this, I'm kind of happy. But I've got... they're thinking in the tank here. I guess they're thinking, do they play this champion or... okay, it's just like a Blight Blast Smuggler. Let's go block it. Attacking into it ain't it, Chief, but... we've got the Insignia, which is kind of good here. I guess we'll just go for the attack. As far as Ice Blast here, then would have been able to play Sediti, but they didn't. I'll go for this, just so we've definitely got things in play, because I really want to get this Onslaught going next turn. One thing I'm sort of curious about is if there's like an In Cold Blood in our future. That is not ideal. Desecrate 1's good. Pawn goes to 12. Does this survive? Null Blade? No. Rats. Yeah, Null Blade's kind of aggressive. Going for the thing here as well, I guess. So we can't play our Sediti. I guess we'll kind of be out of it pretty quickly, especially if our opponent can play something like, yeah, Rust. Yeah, we're in a little bit of trouble here. Yeah, Levitate's not it. So The episode time, because we will be taking like, there's nothing we can really do about it. I mean, I guess we can vanquish this by some time, but we're definitely taking 6, and then we'll probably be 6 again. So I'm just going to scoot this up and go on to the next game, just to save everyone's time. Poach, any part thing on the ladder is just going to be timely conceding. Yeah, redraw this. So you're not just wasting time in a game that you're very unlikely to win. Although sometimes you can pull it out. Yeah, I like this. It's generally... I just save everyone's time. So I like this hand as well. Because we've got the 2, and then if we need to, we can merchant. Especially if we flood or anything. But also, one thing I've found is that with Insignias, you generally want to play them as either early or as late, depending on your hand. So right now, we want to play it early because then having these powers in hand will be turned on by our seats. So we'll be able to play any seats we draw. Also, just like 3 found decks in a row. Like, I guess this one's playing the Nightfall version, so kind of okay there. So what do we want? Maybe we just want to go and grab like a Svetya for next turn. I think that's what we'll do. Spook them out here, just maybe they take the 2. We don't lose anything because we've got endurance anyway, but our opponent is definitely very smart there. I'm just going to grab the Svetya. We can potentially buy some time and we'd definitely have units to attack in to get off the onslaught. Yeah, Witness Grasp kind of got us a little bit. And I guess... this cost 4 could be kind of awkward. Could mean that we don't get to play Sediti on time, but... I want to go for it again. If our opponent did block the first time, then are they going to block the second time? I don't know. Maybe not. It's 3 damage, like... I'll take it. I kind of wouldn't mind our opponent triggering Nightfall again. I think the only way they can do it here is by playing Rindra or Amethyst Wavestone, just to get in the 4th pip. But if they did, there's a good chance that we can get Sediti going. Yeah, looks like we do. So, also, we have to play it off the top of our deck. Well, let's attack with this one. No, attack with this one, because if they double block, I'd rather kill the Dustgrader. That feels really important. The opponent is still concerned about this magical finest out that we've not got, but we get to do this. This could be risky because our opponent's probably playing Maul, but also we might just let them deal damage to us. Okay, so they've had enough. Yeah, Sediti's too strong. Just craft it and you will win games just by existing. Although we can get up to power pretty quickly because we can like seek into Hojan, levitate it to get power, and then we can mirror image Hojan or something like that. I think that that's kind of a little bit speculative because if our opponent just like kills our Hojan, we're just dead. We'll just lose the game on the spot. I think we'll keep this. This seems fine. As long as we draw like a 4th power, of course. We're able to just go like Poaching Drake into Sediti. Didn't pay attention as to where we were first on that though. That's something that I always kind of do. Yeah, so I'm going to play Seat first because otherwise it won't be on later. So the Insignias add like a lot of things to consider while you're actually playing. So I want to play it there because then if we draw like another one of these seats, we can play that out and then keep the 4th power undepleted. Okay, so opponent's playing a slower version of Hooru, so maybe like a Hooru control deck. Not entirely sure how that matchup would go. Let's take a look at what we've potentially got. I think we can get reinforcements for later maybe. There's potentially like a turn sequence where that'll be really good. I'll get rid of Levitate, grab reinforcements. Svetya could have been good as well. I think Svetya was probably like a better call, but if this gets dealt with then... Oh yes. This is going to be good later, but we should have got Svetya. I mean, we can get it anyway, just do it the turn after, that seems kind of fine. Yeah, but it's on the old, just like, draw 5, discard a million. Because how many cards I have got? 3, 6, 9. Oh, that would do too badly. A lot of the time when you make that play, you end up just like discarding a million cards. Because you definitely just go over the hand limit. Well, my opponent's deciding. Yep, this seems fine. Crack him for 2 here. It's probably unlikely we'll need to do anything with Poaching Drake, so let's just turn this into a Svetya and buys a bunch of like prisony elements. Also, Svetya can pop face ages, which lets the reinforcements be a bit spicy. Also, being able to pop face ages means that our Sediti will perhaps work the turn after. Yeah, front one is kind of tedious here. I guess our opponent would. It's kind of a speaker one. We should have perhaps played Svetya earlier on, which is we should have done it, but I guess if our opponent doesn't like wipe the board here, if this is all they do, we get to play Sediti. That seems good. I'll probably just leave one of these back. Once we've got the curse on our opponent, I feel pretty good about that. Our opponent is at the point of the game where any Cobalt Waystone they play is gonna... I'll get this racing. Yeah, it's fine. Leave this back, so then if our opponent just like vanquishes this, we can still do that. Maybe that would have been a turn where we could have played reinforcements instead. I think we're just going to do it next time, to see what it's all about. If our opponent plays like a Palisade, then we are going off. So I think we should be able to kill our opponent before that. Especially with reinforcements coming off. Bloody face ages, eh? But if they don't damage us, we get to draw a card. Well, natural's fine. So we can just play out Valk Enforcer. It's not ideal, but we can play around a Hailstorm if that's what our opponent wants to do to us. Gen and Merchant. I'm not sure what they can actually get. I'm going to assume this isn't like a Hooru Mind Link deck. Or of Austerity. Yeah, it's kind of fine though, because then we've basically got 2 cards out of it. So I don't mind that. I would like a way to pop the opponent's face ages, but with what we've got, I don't think we can currently do that. I'll probably tap slow though, just like... Yeah, if they tap low like they just did, just going to make a big boy with Korovyat Palace. Just put our opponent on like a 2-turn clock. There is a Sediti on top, but I think this is better. Just make it so it's kind of difficult for our opponent to deal with this. So there are 14. Next turn we get to, well, 14 them. I'm pretty sure I kind of remember, did Withstand used to give less? Or more rather. Withstand used to give +5/+5? Or was it just Joan Hill that was nerfed? Honestly can't remember. But this card is still good. I always said, like, before, it was kind of time that it was going to be hard to balance a Hooru site, because look at like our opponent's deck. It's a control deck that can just randomly play like 12 units and manage to kill you with the site. So they played a power this turn. What's this attack all about? Like, sure. Well, it doesn't matter. Just make yourself berserk and then. I thought we might not see it. I'm not that stupid. I want to see the deal you 14 button. Ah, one of the fellow early Masters grinders, I can see. Yeah, it's kind of a stinky one. Kind of want some early game special on the play. Yeah, just leading with like a Hojan's pretty good. So now I'm going to change the way that I kind of operate. Playing the seat first, because then we can just play Hojan on 2 with the Hooru Insignia. If we draw a Underblade power, like a basic Sigil, just play the seat border so we can have this on 3. So we are playing against Xenon, so there's a potential for Vara's favour, which means that maybe we could have played Kothon, but I feel like if we're able to get away with playing this, then we pretty much should do. So we've got a Merchant, so if we flood I think I'd rather just have like power in hand. I'd rather just get this out of the way. We can potentially play this undepleted next turn. No, that really matters. Okay, so we're playing against like a catcher deck, maybe reweaving. Okay, so I can go Justice Sigil. Do this. There we go. Gets us up to 5 this turn. We're at 6 next turn, so we're able to Korovyat Palace the replacement Hojan, which is over here. Our opponent's on even only spells, which means that they shouldn't have any harsh rules that we need to worry about, and also they shouldn't have strange shadows. They could have the 4-cost spell. Okay, it's playing Glasshopper, so interesting. Well, what can we get in here next turn? Might just be reinforcements. So I'm going to withstand here, but I'm tempted to withstand the Kothon, because then I'll have flying and we'll just be able to kill our opponent next turn, because it'll also have Aegis. Next turn we'll be able to give it flying and berserk, and that'll kill our opponent. So like, they can make blocks here, but like, are you going to double block this? That's kind of fine, then you're dead to this no matter what. I think so that our opponent has got like less things in play that actually pressure was going to do that. Opponent could play Vara next turn, but they couldn't really play Vara plus thing that kills this, because obviously our opponent's not playing any Permafrost or 1-cost removal spells. So they'd have to play Vara plus 1, and they just can't. Yeah, they can see we're at 6, so we give it flying, we give it berserk, and then our opponent's dead. This deck has got a lot of power to it. Okay, so yeah, straight up redraw. No real early game, no real power. It's just a non-starter. So if we draw power, looking really good. We can crest and try and find it. I've got like interactive spells that all can be played, even though they might not be the quickest. So I think we can keep it. And then we've got like the end game if we flood, like so. I could see you going to 6. If you did go to 6 there, then I could definitely understand it. Okay, so I'm going to crest here. Go to bottom Hojan because we just want to find undepleted power, or power in general. Okay, so this is perhaps GHPs. So we can Poaching Drake this later on, which is good. I think that
it'll get the job done.
I'm gonna lead with Hojan. Might keep these for later. If this gets too big, we can just. It's actually kind of rough. I guess we have to crest here. Poaching Drake's not it. I do like the first one, but I think we just want to find a. I want to find undepleted power so that even if Hojan just gets desecrated now, yeah, like Vicious Harriman, so. Yes, it's going to be kind of rough, so I'm going to suspect that we lose this one. We just try like exactly undepleted power, and then we'll be able to like Poaching Drake. I guess that we can Kothon into Vanquish. Pop this because we're going to transform this next turn anyway. Yeah, not looking good. We're a little bit behind, so perhaps this was like, do we go to 6? Maybe we just should have. But I'm kind of fine to just trade with a 3-2 and then turn this into a goat next turn. Hopefully our opponent's not drawn like millions of things. Yeah, Shakedown's fine. We might draw a power. Of course, our Valkyrie Enforcer gets taken because it's like the best pick, I think. If my opponent doesn't know anything about the Poaching Drake, I'd probably go for like the trade here because this does get pretty spooky pretty soon. So let's crest here. And undepleted power's fine because it means we're able to Palace next turn, which seems good. I'm just going to go for it. If our opponent wants to block here, then it saves me a job. Also gets to get 2 points in. So our opponent does very likely have Flame Blast in their deck, maybe in the hand. If it's Flame Blast, we're just dead probably. But I think we might have stabilized. If we're just able to just like jam a withstand on this, that'll be good. Okay, so Vara's kind of spooky here, but we can't really sacrifice because that makes us dead to quite a lot of stuff actually. Just going for this. I think I'll just go for this one because then we can just ultimate Kothon next turn. Okay, so that was good. We managed to not get suffocated or torched. Then I guess we just kind of need to do this. Probably, if we let any damage through, we're probably just dead to Flame Blast, but I guess that's the case anyway. Probably just going to go for the double block on here. Yeah, so Annihilate, pretty bad for us, obviously. Yep, so opponent's got us, but yeah, what can you do there? Guess our opponent was pretty fast out of the gates, and we were a little bit too slow. Which gets through sectors as well. Okay, so I like this. I'm just going to snap keep that. We get to do things with Hojan, which generally you can't go wrong with that. Opponent's at 6 as well, so 6 card hands against Hojan just traditionally not very good, but depends on what opponent's playing. Okay, so could be the mirror here. I'm just going to crest it up. I don't think we specifically need power because we're going to have a lot if our Hojan survives, which it should do in the mirror. Although our opponent can Valkyrie reinforce us. I don't believe we saw them with an extra card, so they shouldn't be a snowball in our future. They're also on... Okay, so they've missed power, so I think that we're probably going to be able to capitalise on this. Because we've got to crack them for 6 here and then make a replacement. Yeah. Ice Bolt's fine. I feel like we're just really up in that exchange. We're basically at 6 next turn. So let's just go for the Justice, I guess. They're already at 6, so I guess we'll just Kothon because we could just deal that next turn. I feel like, unfortunately, this is just not going to be a game. So traditionally, this would be one that I would cut out, but I guess we'll just play through the motions because it shouldn't take too long. But I guess it's good to see that this is a deck that can punish people if they are struggling. So Defiance, perfectly fine.
You will pay for your crimes.
That's unlikely our opponent's going to play anything that can actually Vanquish, but I'm going to Pacifier just to be safe. And then I guess we'll just finally do this reinforcements thing just to see what it's all about. So if I can't play spells for 3 turns, that's kind of spooky. Then top 3 units get +3/+3. Let's just cycle. There's nothing to gain here about having or losing flying because we've already kind of hooked that up. I could have not been greedy and just like Poaching Drake this, but like, whatever. I just want to do this and see what happens. Yeah, that'll do it. It's like the old Mono Justice Flame Blast here. Oh, rematch. I'm just on my friends list. Recognize this player because, well, I guess not. I guess with tournaments and stuff, you don't really stay on people's list for long. I can't remember what they were on now. I suppose I could just like rewind the video, but I don't think I'm going to. I think that this hand's probably okay. Yeah, we've got like Kothons, which are nice early and late game, and then we've got like these things going on. So I think I'll keep it. Sometimes if you're like specifically playing to grind, like on you want to get into Masters and stuff like that, sometimes it can be worth noting down what people you play against quite a lot are on. Okay, so this is the Nightfall deck, I believe. Oh, it's one of the Feln ones. If it's the Nightfall one, I'll play the Crest and just get this with a Kothon out. Although I can see getting the Hooru Pacifier out. Oh, is this the 3-faction deck?
Link and you
So I'm going to go for the attack, just because spook him. Every time spook him. It's the even deck, isn't it? Yeah. Savage. Well, let's silence this, just get rid of that plus or maximum power. Because our opponent's playing even. Getting to 4 was probably kind of important for them. It's probably kind of correct call. Let's just smack our opponent here. I think we're just going to crest the border and then Hooru Pacifier. So this is our 5th and 6th power for the Korovyat Palace, which I think we'll keep it. Dog's getting excited now. Must be wanting to go out. Yeah, so my dog does this thing where if he sees his tail, he thinks it's attacking him, which is honestly not the best strategy. Yeah, Desert Marshal, I guess I can double block our 3-3. Oh, the 3-4. Do weapons matter? I do like Kothon as a play here because we can, on 6, we can either make an owl if we need to. Okay, so we've got a Viro going on here. It's kind of awkward actually because this is going to remove our Aegises. Yeah, don't go for that. I'll just eat it. I think from here, we're just going to make a 4-4 and attack for 5, I guess. Our opponent gets to reclaim 3, but maybe we get to do this next turn. Might just do it to give Berserk. Yeah, because we've got 4. Yeah, we've got enough then. Assuming our opponent's not playing Sandstorm Titan now, which would be yikes. But we can fight through because we've got Crownwatch Tactic. Alright, well, that's a deck tech. Okay, it might feature one good boy now if he wants to be seen on camera. Come on. Oh, shy. Maybe another time. So, yeah, what can be said? Hooru decks are just good. Like, as I was saying earlier, if you can play Sediti, you probably should, especially if it's an Insignia deck. If you can play Palace, probably should. And it's just a bunch of cards that are just like, if you can, you probably should. I'm not too sure about the Merchant. Aside from Palace, we're not playing anything that like isn't in the main, and I do like the Hooru Smuggler because it's got an extra point of attack, and the Onslaught ability is really good because it's going to give you a it's going to remove your vulnerability to decks like the Stone Scar deck that would just Flame Blast you, as well as some other things like any sort of hand disruption. I guess it's not that easy to, well, it's not that hard, rather, to just change this Korovyat Palace for something else. Reinforcement seems like a bit of a redundancy for Svetya, but 3 turns, I mean, we played it against someone who was struggling to play the game. They had 2 power, and I can turn 6 or whatever, they had the 3rd power. I can see a game where you play this against someone like actual hard control deck, where they've just not got face Aegis, that they just can't play the game for 3 turns. And that should be more than enough to kill them, because often, like, in some other builds of Hooru, you play Svetya, you'd mirror image them, and your opponent's just dead because you made plays on 2 and 3 and then on 4, and then your 5th play was just like mirror image this Svetya, you don't get to play again, and they're just so far behind. It was just absolutely absurd. But anyway, Hooru is good. You should probably play it. And yeah, I'm starting to come around to this idea of just playing like 1 of the off sigil when you are trying to play with these X5s for 5. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you around.